Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that jump was crazy, man. Nelson went up the steps with a big old bag. Man, that bag was diesel, man. That man looked like he won everything at the poker table. You know why? Because the house man lost. The house man lost about 100. Man, that's my word. He went up there with about a bunch. Man, that jump was a bunch of stuff, man. He come back down and jump. The lady was like, 5 minutes to lockdown. 5 minutes to lockdown. He come back down to the dice game. He was like, so look, I got the bank, right? So what I do if I got the bank, I know I can't quit with the bank, but like, it's lockdown time. I'm trying to cash out, so I'm gone. Dude was like, you ain't trying to be like, nah, I'm gone. I'll play tomorrow. I'm gone right now. The dude was like, all right, how much you got? He was like, man, look, man, matter of fact, game over, fellas. Cause he got the bank, and for real, like, we about to lock down anyway. So everybody that was still there was still looking stupid. You know what I mean? Nelson caught all that bread up, you know what I mean? Count that bread up. I didn't know the number. When he was done, he walked away from a dice game with a big bag. Now, it didn't look like the poker bag, but it was a decent bag because it had a lot of blows and a lot of stuff in it. My word, man, the man came and I jumped and struck us immediately, man. That's all I can say. He struck us immediately, man. So it was like that first day of dealing with him, you know, he came in the block, got himself together, but after he got himself together, he gambled. Man, the man was on fire. Like, I don't know what kind of luck that was, man. Like I said, I done seen a lot of dudes have luck. I done seen a lot of dudes have luck that you find out later down the line they cheating. I watched him, man. Even at the dice game, he's coming to mess with somebody else's dice. Like, it ain't like it was his dice he brought to the game. You know what I mean? I haven't heard this man say, I want to run the poker game. But, you know, dudes be running the poker game and dice game, but like, you got to wait your turn on the joint. He know he just moved in the pot, so he probably already knew it was a line. But he already knew he was going to have a bullseye on him, man. Everybody was going to be at him. And he knew everybody was going to be at him, man. So we took all this stuff and went upstairs. Now, the dude he was in the cell with was a cream puff. I ain't even gonna lie. The dude he moved in 35 with, he was a cream puff. Right before the dude Nelson moved in the cell, man, somebody beat the dude up. You know what I mean? Now, the dude was from one of them counties. Now, he was somebody that didn't belong in prison. That's what I took. You know what I mean? He was in his 30s, though, but looked like he didn't belong in prison. So I forgot why he got into it with a red team member. Red team member thrashed him probably like a month before Nelson moved in the joint. So when I went upstairs, so sometimes I would come from the 23 side and I have to walk past their door because they're in 35. I told you I'm in 37. So it's like when you come past 34, then you come around the little breezeway, you gotta walk past 3 showers. Then they door is right there. So I walked past their joint when he was locking down, man. I walked past their joint, I look. Man, my word, that joint looked like a freaking convenience store in that joint. You hear me? Man, that man had stuff everywhere. Man, that man had stuff everywhere, man. Like that fast, he done came in there and got back. You know what I mean? But when it comes to gambling, like, you can't do nothing about that, man. The man came in there and struck everybody. You know what I mean? Some of my money is in his cell. He had a bunch of stuff in that joint, man. That man had cakes and that man had the cakes and Debbie's and all that, Debbie cakes and all that stuff over here on this side. And I just saw this on a quick glance. I look on the table, he got blows stacked up to the table, the ground, the table. Man, everything, chips. Man, that man had everything, man. That man was dumb loaded, man. His roommate down there, John, getting him some hot water like they about to eat a meal while they locked down. You know what I mean? So I know his roommate was happy that he had somebody in the cell that can at least generate some bread, you know what I mean? Bring some money to the cell, make sure they ain't starving or nothing like that, man. So like, I ain't gonna lie, that was the talk of the pod. Everybody was talking about that joint, man. When we came back out the next day and went to breakfast, dudes was talking about it. When we went to outside rec that morning, dudes was talking about it. Dudes were like, man, oh yeah, lucky, man. Man, he got to be. Dudes were like, man, he ain't cheating, man. And I walked up on a conversation dudes was talking about it. I was like, yo, I watched him. When y'all was at the poker table, I was like, bro, I watched him. I made sure I watched him. I made sure that I was watching his hands. I was like, man, old head, do not cheat. I was like, he don't be cheating, bro. I was like, he don't be cheating, man. I was like, some people just super lucky like that. I was like, he one of them. He just one of them lucky dudes. I was like, you can't do nothing about it. So everybody was like, yeah, that junk crazy, man. So like I told y'all, he was gonna have that bullseye on him, man. So after the morning rec, Usually when we come back out after 10:30, dudes will crank up in the morning sometimes, but dudes recuperating from that whooping that they just got the day before from Nelson. So Nelson's come out of the bar. He used to be standing by the table by where the phones is at. He used to stand like this with his legs open. He used to be standing like this, rocking, just watching everything. He like, you know what I mean? So dude come out with the poker stuff. You know what I mean? He come out, he set up all quiet. He stood over there for a minute, mess with the car. He looking at dude, you ain't playing? He looked at me, he was like, Weezy, you ain't playing? I was like, nah, I ain't playing. I ain't playing, bro. I just lost $45 at the dice game, bro. Nah, I ain't playing, bro. I was like, if anything, I'll do the dice game, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, I ain't playing. So he had a couple dudes like, yeah, I'm coming. Hold me a spot. Yeah. When I get off the phone, a couple dudes, he looked at Nelson, he was like, hey, old school, you ain't playing no more? Nelson was like, yeah, I'll be over there when all the players get over there, right? Yeah. When all of them get over there, I'll be over there. Yeah, don't worry about it. Y'all gonna get a chance. Y'all gonna get y'all a chance. So everybody just like, all right, you know what I mean? So I guess the dude that run the dice game didn't want to crank up until he know he can get Nelson over there. But Nelson was going to play poker first. So they finally get over there at the poker table. Nelson go over there. I didn't go watch this time. I ain't want to be like, I'm the dude that's over his shoulder. And I stayed away this time, sitting on the bench looking at the TV. But they over there playing poker not too far from us, man. Man, I promise you, man, like after a while, probably like 20 minutes later, I look over and I see that Nelson got a stack of chips like this. Now, usually when you see a dude that got this many chips, almost more than the house man, it only means one thing, that he's winning, y'all. So boom. He got all them chips already, so he playing real poker. Like he ain't over there acting crazy or nothing. You know what I mean? So he doing what he want over there, man. He beating them, man. It's like they really couldn't beat the man. I ain't gonna lie, man. The man was maverick, man, on the poker table. That's where he was maverick, man. So he doing them dirty again. So my homeboy walked over there that was playing that day before, and he came back over to the bench where we was at. He was like, "Hey, man, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man." I was like, "What?" He was like, man, Nelson got 150 behind his hand. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, behind his hand. He got $150 behind his hand. Now, let me explain what behind the hand means to the people that don't know when it comes to gambling and poker. Now, behind your hand means this. Just say if I'm the house man, somebody's down there like Nelson, beating everybody brains in, man, you might run out of chips because he has all the chips. So when that happens, it's never a good thing. Now, the house man can be smart and you might not be the one that's losing, but dude has all the chips. So you have to be like this. Somebody might be like, man, look, man, let me get $30, man. Somebody else might be trying to order some money. Let me get $30. So the house man might be like, hey, look, hey, Nelson, give me $30 worth of chips. I'm going to put it behind your hand. So that's money behind his hand. You know what I mean? Bro come back and say Nelson got $150 behind his hand, including the stack of chip game. I said, man, Nelson down there dragging their brains out, y'all. So boom. Man, we're lucky though, man. I ain't never seen nobody this lucky. I done seen somebody this lucky then he cheated, but never on the luckiness of just I'm being lucky, man. Like I never seen this. Man, he doing them dirty over there, so he dragged them all the way to lunch. So when they call lunch, that's when everybody dispersed. You know what I mean? Everybody but Lucky. Everybody but Mr. Lucky, Mr. Nelson. He stayed at the table like this, counting his money. He was by the book with everything. He was like, he counted all the money out. They was like, exit out for child. He was like, yeah, look, man, that $150 behind my hand is 98 in chips right here, man. Dude was like, I got you. He wrote it down. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the house man. The house man is looking pathetic. This is a dude that's running the game today that just got his head packed yesterday. You know what I mean? He wasn't the house man yesterday, but he's running the game. But he's getting his head packed, man. I'm talking about, man, he was just looking stupid. He had the pencil in his ear. He was just looking stupid. He didn't even go to child. So when we went to child, everybody was talking about it, man. Everybody was like, yo, dude, Nelson over there going ballistic on him at that poker table, man. He going ballistic over there. I was like, yo, dude, dude ain't no joke, man. His word. I was like, man, dude ain't no joke, man. So he doing dirty. They come back from lunch. He continue his winning streak, man. He do him dirty. This time he sat over there all night. Dudes cranked up the poker game. He didn't go over there, which dudes already knew why, because he was already at the poker game. He went on that poker game and drugged them dudes again, man. Again, you hear me? He did it again. Man, I promise y'all, man. As soon as it was time to pay out, man, the man went upstairs with another Santa Claus bag, y'all. Man, I don't know how much it was, man. All I saw was Zoom Zoom Wham Whams, Newports, freaking Black and Miles. Man, that's all I saw, man. Just was a bunch of material he was taking upstairs to his room in a bag, man. The man won again, man. So like, he went, man, the man just was going crazy in the block, man. The man was going crazy in the block, so it was locked down for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? So this is around the time where I started working, cleaning the showers. So I had got a job doing the showers. I come out, I see him, you know what I mean? He got his tray slot open, you know what I mean? So his roommate wanted some hot water. So his roommate called me to the, hey, where is that? I was like, what's up? He's like, hey man, please get us some hot water, man. These 2 cups, when the hot water jump heat up. I was like, all right, dude, already next on the hot water. I was like, I'm gonna put y'all down there. I'll fill it up and bring it to y'all. So he was like, all right. So when I did that, I didn't really look in their cell. I just seen the cups right there on the tray slot. And I took the cups downstairs. So when the joint had finally heat up, that's when I went upstairs with the hot water. You know what I mean? I took it upstairs to him. When I looked in their cell, man, I was like, dang, I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, old school. He was like, he turned around. I was like, man, you on fire, ain't you, man? I said, man, you ain't letting nobody win nothing. He was like, man, listen, man. Can't nobody beat me in gambling, man. He was like, you ask anybody that know me, man. I've been winning in gambling for years, man. He said, I might lose sometime. He was like, but majority of the time, I'm gonna drag everybody, man. Like, that's just what I do. That's just what I do, man. You know, I said, you don't be trying to get nobody no money back, though, or nothing. He was like, for what? Ain't nobody gonna give me no money back. Ain't nobody gonna give me no money back. I was like, man, look. I said, man, you didn't tore them up, bro. I said, man, you the Richmond dude and the other. I said, man, you did. He was like, man, yeah, they think they better than me. They always think I'm bluffing. He said, that's why. He said, they think I'm bluffing when I ain't bluffing. Then when I am bluffing, they can't tell when I'm bluffing. He said, that's how you learn how to be a good poker player. He said, that's how you learn how to be a good poker player. He started crushing up some cheese puffs. He was like, yeah, see, you be a good poker player. That's how you trick them. They don't know when you're bluffing. And they don't know when you're telling the truth. Yeah. He was like, let me see the hot water. He grabbed the hot water. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep eating good off them, man. That's all. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep making awesome swolls. He flattened that jar on the table like this. He was like, I'm going to keep making awesome swolls. And I'm just going to keep eating good, man. You know? I said, nah, that ain't going to keep happening at that dice game, man. I'm letting you know now. He was like, what? Psst, I'm even worse at a dice game, man. You going to see, man. I was like, man, we're going to see, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, you was playing poker all day. I was like, yeah, come back to that dice game tomorrow. He was like, oh, I'll be down there. Because I'm tired of beating them. I'll beat them another day. They going to have to wait for me. Yeah, I'm playing dice tomorrow. I'll be down there. Yeah, I got 100 in the bank. Yeah, what y'all going to do as soon as I get it? I'm like, well, all right, that's what's up then. So I leave. You know, it was like a laughing, joking thing. You know what I mean? I leave. I go back and tell my roommate, like, yo, man, old school talking junk. I was like, man, we got to get at him. Like, we got to get at him, man. I tell my homeboy, look, this is what it is. We come back out tomorrow. Everybody like, bet, I'm playing. Now, around this time right here, we'll be going on 2-week stretches. Now, if you're going to be somebody that's like gambling, you got to have gambling material. Like, you can't be a dude that's gambling the money that your people sending you, because if you're gambling that and you lose, it's going to be, your stuff is going to be gone like that. You're going to be looking stupid during this 2-week stretch I be talking about. Now, the 2-week stretch game, this is when you go to commissary, then you might go twice a month, then you done for the rest of the month into the first. And it'll be like 2 weeks, and counting the week that you got your stuff. So basically almost 3 weeks. So you gotta have stuff or you will be freaking late with the 2-week stretch game. So we talking about shooting dice. I went and looked at my box. I ain't really got a lot of BS material except my blacks, and that's not BS material, but that's like a big number. Like, you want to bring things to the dice game or to the poker game that counts for big stuff. Like, you don't want to be a dude like, man, let me go grab freaking 10 suits, you know what I mean? Let me grab this amount of suits, like, it's bringing your food and all that. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. Now, people do it, but it's just you losing all your food. So I looked at my stuff. I was like, man, I only got 8 boxes of blacks left. I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I was like, old head been snapping in this junk. Now, it's a few dudes that owe me when we go to commissary some blacks. But I'm like, still 8 boxes. I'm like, man, we on a 2-week stretch. I was like, man, I gotta survive. I was like, man, I'm gonna shoot $15 now. Blacks went for $5. Newports went for $10 in the game. I was like, man, I'm gonna shoot $15. I grabbed 3 boxes of blacks. You know what I mean? So next day come around, everybody get up. Everybody was just waiting for the morning time to be over with, because when we come back out after that 10:30 jump, we already knew we were shooting dice. So when we came back out at the count the next day, everybody bring their stuff to the dice game. Now, we used to let the old head dude run the dice game for Richmond. Cool dude, you know what I mean? We gonna call him Yellow. He was a cool dude. You know what I mean? He gonna make sure the money right. He gonna gamble. He gonna do everything. So everybody come down and jump like, yeah, look, what's up? I looked up, seen Nelson coming down the steps with a little laundry bag in his hand. He was eating a Snicker bar. He was like, he stood by the junk. Everybody was getting money. He was like, dude was like, how much you want, man? He was like, shh. He dropped the bag on the ground. He was like, 100. He finished the Snicker off, pause. He was like, that was 100, man. That's 100 right there, man. Everybody was like, all right, look, let's do Pee Wee, man. See who get the bank, man. Let's do Pee Wee. Everybody start doing Pee Wee. Nelson get the Pee Wee. He roll up 5. I'm like, he was like, my bank, man. I got $100 in the bank, man. Yeah, I got $100 in the bank, man. Come on, I got $100. Let's go. What y'all gonna do? Let's get it. He do that little ugly dice. He was like, yeah, what's up? What's up? He start rolling. So we down there, you know what I mean? He wasn't going crazy at first. He rolling the beatable numbers. You know what I mean? It's looking manageable at first until about 30 minutes go down, man. And like, that man just got on fire, man. He lost the bank, got the bank back, and went on fire. I'm looking like, man, this man really got to be cheating, y'all. So boom. He beating the brakes off us, man. I'm like, I done ordered another 3 boxes of blacks. I'm $30 in now, y'all. I'm like, man, this crowd, I got 2 boxes of blacks left. I done lost 6 boxes. I'm like, yo, I'm done, man. I lost that. I was like, yo, I'm done. I start watching my homeboy. My word, we couldn't even do our little tag team dual jump we used to do. Man, the whole time he down there trying to rumble Nelson, man. Nelson just going bananas. Man, Nelson go bananas, man. Long story short, man, Nelson beat us all, man. He beat us all. Only person that didn't lose was the house man. The house man was smart on this one, man. He didn't really put a lot of money. He didn't really go at him like that, you know what I mean? So Nelson took all the money again, but everybody he beat was looking stupid, man, because we about to go on this 2-week stretch game, y'all. So boom. 2 dudes from Richmond, they brought their food. This dude brought his Newports. Man, everybody was just looking stupid. I brought my blacks. I'm like, everybody was looking dumb, man. Like, this junk crazy, man. So Nelson take all the money back to 35. You know what I mean? He's standing on the top tier like this. He just watching the bar. He like, his words, so everybody talking. You know what I mean? Dudes went and looked at the menu. Dudes went and looked at the menu. Was like, yo, man, we got a bunch of garbage today for breakfast. Next, that was like, yo, we ain't got nothing to eat. It's gonna be some garbage, bro, until about Thursday. So dudes was like, yeah, and we on a 2-week stretch. Everybody like, man, that junk crazy, man. We on a 2-week stretch, man. So everybody mad, you know what I mean? Now, everybody, the dice game was mad about losing their stuff. The dudes at the poker table, they was probably mad that Nelson didn't come down there and play poker no more, but he can't be in 2 places at once. He only can do 1 gambling event at a time. So like, they had to understand that we wanted to get back at them too. Y'all got back at them the next day on the poker table. Now it's our turn to get back on the dice game. Either way, none of us made good of it. Everybody lost, man. Everybody lost to the dude Nelson, man. So like, he just standing on the top tier like he a king. He got everybody money and all that stuff in his sale. You know what I mean? Like, he just dumb loaded. So it was crazy because like, it was a dude. It was one dude in there, man. Like, and for real, he was one of them dudes. Like, you always got somebody in the block that just live off like store boxing, man. Y'all know store boxing is going to borrow something from somebody that's 2 for 1. Now he's called the store box man because he's selling stuff 2 for 1. You come get a honey bun, he want 200 buns back. You want 300 buns, he wants 600 buns back. So it's always a flip with the store box. Now the whole time, the dude that's the store box was the dude that was playing poker. He done got cracked so crazy. He don't even got no store box bread. He can't even do this normal store boxing like he doing. So it was this one dude in the block, man. We're gonna call him Ron. Now, Ron was a dude that just lived off store boxing. We have some people that just live off store boxing, man. Like, whatever they do, they can't get it right because they gonna go in debt and keep going in debt. And then as soon as they do get some money, that money goes to just paying it back, paying all the debt back. So that bag he just collected from commissary, he gotta pay that to the store box. So you would have dudes like that in the joint, man. So this Ron was one of those dudes. He was one of those dudes, man. Like, he'll go to the store after our 2-week stretch and owe his whole bag out. After he pay out the whole bag, he'll go to the store box man and borrow another $25 worth of stuff and eat off that, which he's putting himself back at $50 worth of debt. But he was just one of them idiots, man. You have some dudes that just live like that, like just live off store box. Ron was one of those dudes. He go to the dude that lost in the poker game to see if he can borrow some stuff. Dude tell him he ain't got nothing. He was like, yo, dude Nelson got all the stuff. He got all the stuff. So when I looked up, I told you I seen Nelson standing on the top tier leaning over the railing. I seen the dude Ron talking to him. The dude Ron was a real short little dude, kind of skinny, brown skinned dude, had 2 goals in his mouth right there. He talking to him. So you see the dude Nelson like, and then Nelson like, man, no, I don't lay my stuff out, man. I don't be letting my stuff out. Like, I gamble too much to be loaning my stuff out. So now I don't be giving out my stuff, man. Like, nah, I ain't got nothing for you. Nah, man, you know, you gotta get it how you can get it, man. I ain't got nothing else for you, man. Nah, I ain't got nothing for you. So everybody hear it, you know what I mean? Like, man, he wildin', man. So they call dinner. When we go to dinner and come back, You know what I mean? I look, I see the dude Nelson standing walking, he pacing until he pacing, he like, oh man, yeah, that's the only way y'all gonna beat me, huh? Yeah, y'all done resorted to this. Yeah, that's the only way they gonna beat me. So dude was walking in, he explaining something to some dudes, so I don't know what he explained. So I was like, what happened? Dudes was like, everybody's like, yo, it's like crazy going on. I was like, what? Like, man, dude Nelson, he was like, yeah, that's the only way y'all gonna beat me, huh? Yeah, I get it. Y'all panic. Everybody panic, because that's the only way you gonna beat me. That's the only way y'all gonna beat me, man. Yeah, man, y'all gotta steal from me. Yeah, y'all gotta go in my cell when I'm at dinner and steal from me. That's what y'all gonna do? All right, yeah, watch this though. I look around, everybody's looking quiet. Everybody looking like, I'm like, man, this junk crazy. I go up the steps. Get close to my cell, I see my next door neighbor that's in 36. I was like, what happened, bro? He was like, somebody went and stole some of his stuff. I was like, they ain't steal everything? I'm like, nah, they ain't steal everything. They just took a lot though. You know what I mean? I was like, for real, man, that junk crazy, man. This word. I looked directly across the till at Ron cell. Ron cell was in freaking 26. This is directly across from us, man. I looked up, seeing Ron. He was sitting on his bottom bunk. His TV was on 2 boxes. He was like this. He was like, he had a peanut butter jar. He was like, that man was sitting on his box eating an icy white with peanut butter, y'all.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.